Throwback weekend, last lap controversy, and some big names finishing pretty poorly. Let's talk about Darlington.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Hope you guys have had a happy Throwback weekend. I've got everything set up for Throwback weekend. I got the old Jeff Gordon cars. Of course, I was a big Jeff Gordon fan growing up, so I've had these things forever. Always like when I can break them out and show them off from anything, everything from here. Just a lot of Throwback stuff. Got his old car here. And, of course, William Byron almost won in this paint scheme. Maybe he should have, I don't know. Of course, in honor of Justin Allgaier's win in the Xfinity Series, I have an old Justin Allgaier's Turner Motorsports shirt. Number 31, going back about a decade or so. Of course, Justin Allgaier is actually from about maybe 40 minutes from where I live, so he's always been someone I cheered for in the Xfinity Series. Always hoped he'd get up in Cup, but he really hasn't been up in Cup too much in good equipment anyway, so maybe before his career is over, he can get up in Cup. But anyway, hope you guys have had a happy Throwback weekend. Let's get right into the video. Hello, thanks for watching. Welcome to Shifting Gears again. Caleb is out of town, so it's just going to be me on this episode. Caleb will have his own take coming out. Maybe tomorrow being uploaded on this channel, he'll have his own version of Shifting Gears. This week, we're going to do something a little bit different again this week. But I want to talk about this race. The race just ended not too long ago. I wanted to get some quick thoughts. Shifting right into gear number one, I just want to talk about the big names finishing pretty badly today. We have Kyle Busch, we have Martin Truex Jr., we have Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson. We have a ton of drivers that finished really badly today. And it's not because they did not have good cars. Most of them had pretty good cars, but they got caught up. And the main thing I want to talk about is because Darlington is a playoff race coming in here in just a few months. I think it's race number one of the playoffs. So these drivers have got to know how to race this track. Otherwise, they're going to be digging a deep hole come playoff time. And so we got to look at the people that finish bad. I mean, we look at these people. Denny Hamlin, again, I don't know what his deal is this season. He is having a terrible season. I hate to be a Denny Hamlin fan. I'm not a Denny Hamlin fan. As you guys know, I'm a big Chase Elliott fan, so right along with that means that Denny Hamlin's not exactly really high up on my fan favorites. But even I am just feeling really sorry for Denny Hamlin fans and Denny Hamlin in general. I mean, he has week after week after week horrible luck and just mistake after mistake after mistake after mechanical failure after mechanical failure. I mean, he cannot catch a break. Even this race, he was running really well, leading a lot of laps. And by the end of the race, he was wrecked. I mean, of course, I think he ended up finishing the race, but he got caught up in that big wreck that happened with not that many laps to go. And yeah, I mean, but before that, it was pit road incident that caused him to be back there. So what are you going to do? You know, he's got to figure out how to finish these things. Otherwise, he may have a playoff spot, but it's just going to be a useless playoff spot at this point. He's got to figure out how to finish these races. Shifting right into gear number two, I want to talk about Ross Chastain, because this is only I think the first race since Daytona 500, I think, that he's wrecked out and had a DNF. And so he is doing excellent. I mean, he is doing awesome. He wrecked from basically the lead, passing for the lead or side by side for the lead. And when that happened, I'm not a Ross Chastain fan. I'm a big Chase Elliott fan, like I just said. But even I've been cheering for Ross Chastain this year. I want to see him do good in this Trackhouse equipment, see how far he can go. And the second he got sideways, me and my wife were just like, oh no, and there it is. I mean, he hit the wall and pounded it, and he was done. But the speed's there, and we've seen he can close out a deal. I mean, the most top 3 finishes this season by any team, and so he can get it done. I'm not too worried about him. People I am worried about is Denny Hamlin, and even Kyle Busch a little bit has not been able to close out these deals very well. And Martin Truex Jr., all of 23XI Racing, 2311 Racing, they're not doing so hot at all, and they cannot figure out how to close these things. I can kind of excuse Ross Chastain for not being able to close this one out because he's done. He's closed the deal out multiple times this season. Kind of just put that as a mulligan, but man, the other drivers, they've got to get something together. Shifting right into gear number 3 here, I do want to talk about Chase Elliott really quickly. I know I'm a big Chase Elliott fan. That may lead to a little bit of bias, but I do want to talk about him here because he did something pretty good this weekend. Had a horrible Saturday because of rain. DNQ'd, and Xfinity is supposed to be racing the 88 car back in Xfinity for the first time in a while, and I was looking forward to seeing what he could get done there in the Xfinity, but because of the rain, he wasn't even able to, didn't even have a chance to qualify, and DNQ'd, and then almost immediately right after that goes into cup practice and wrecks the car and goes into a backup car. And backup cars aren't like what they used to be, especially this season. They're basically a car that you don't want to use. So normally a backup car, recent years have been, doesn't matter. You go to backup car, it's going to be the exact same as your primary car, but this car is not that way this season. And so when you could do something good in a backup car, it's a lot. He started from the back. I didn't expect him to do very much today, but he finished top 5, so he did really good. I want to commend him. That stuff like that will go a long way come playoff time. If you can turn a bad weekend into a top 5, top 10, then you are pretty much a lock into the championship 4. So you have to talk about that. You got to commend him for that, and good job on his team for that. He finally was able to close one out and turn a bad situation into a good situation instead of turning good situations into bad situations. Shifting right into 4th gear here, I want to talk about Logano and William Byron. We had some controversy. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, especially when Joe Logano first started, I was not a Logano hater. I actually didn't mind him that much at all. One of the reasons is I was a young kid, didn't like Kyle Busch, and he was one of the few drivers in the Xfinity series that could beat Kyle Busch. And so I kind of took a little bit of a liking to him and was following him up through the Cup Series. I don't personally care for him that much anymore, just because of his aggressive nature, and he showed that again today. Again, we've talked about this on this channel so many times. I am for hard racing, but he does that so much and without even an attempt to race clean. I get that William Byron, you squeeze him into the wall that one restart, but man, bump him out of the way and have him finish 2nd, fine. But man, he just pile drove into that corner, and I mean, he didn't even finish in the top 10, and that was only with like a lap and a quarter to go when he did that. So don't necessarily agree with that. I see a lot of people talking about, well, if the roles were reversed, would you be cheering? No, I mean, I really don't like moves like that. I mean, you can make an attempt to race cleanly, and then when it comes down to the white flag, if you bump him out of the way, then fair game. But I don't like just oh, this is my only shot, even though it's your first shot to try, and then you just bam, and there you go. He had a faster car. Joey Logano was going to win that race regardless. So why couldn't he have just passed him clean? I don't know. It's because it's Logano. So anyway, I think William Byron said it best in his interview, and I'll keep that at that. Shifting right into gear number 5, and final gear here is the race overall. If I had to put this race on a scale, I would give this race, it was a great race. I really, really liked this race. It had everything you could ask for. It had a lot of, cautions for those that like the cautions, and they didn't come like right back to back to back to back. And so it made the race enjoyable and had nice little breaks and good little restart times. Had a good tire fall off, so there's a lot of strategy that goes into it. Had drama, had controversy, and just all in all, it's a really great race. So all the way through, I loved this race. I really did. I'd probably give it a 90 to 95% on a scale, and I'd probably maybe go closer to 95% on that scale there. It was a pretty good race. It's not perfect. No race is really going to be perfect, but man, you can't really ask for much more at a Darlington race. So, I mean, it was a really, really good race. Hopefully, Darlington will continue to be like that, because I love it when I love Darlington races when they're races like this, instead of just long, drawn-out, boring races. I love it when Darlington races can have that strategy and have a lot of drama and stuff like that. It makes it fun, makes it entertaining, and that's what NASCAR says they're looking for, is entertainment. So it was entertaining. I liked it. I liked it a lot. 95% for me. And that'll do it for this this video. Like I said, Caleb's gonna have a video probably coming out tomorrow. He's out of town this weekend. He's visiting some family for Mother's Day, so we're doing things a little bit different this week. I am actually going to be in Kansas next weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Be my first race of the season I get to go to in person, so that again will make it be a little bit different next weekend. I'll probably have a little bit of a Kansas vlog coming out this time next week, and so it'll go from there, and then I'll make my race review probably sometime in the middle of next week, maybe Monday or Tuesday of next week. I'll have my Kansas race review, the shifting gears video on there. If you like this video, give it a like, hit that subscribe button, click the bell, leave a comment, tell me what you liked about this race, what you didn't like about this race. Was Logano justified? Was he not? Let me know, and we'll see you next week.